Just how many websites cater for every visitor? We'll find out soon. And Kate Russell is mooching around the web. Last week we looked at how controlling a computer presents a challenge for people with disabilities, and we looked at some of the kit that's around to help out. Now that's control. But what about the internet itself? It's supposed to be the people's medium. So just how accessible is the web? Katie Ledger investigates.
It's a coffee percolator, right? Well, yes it is, if you can see it. But to Mark Prowse, who's using screen reader software to convert the text to speech, the description can sound, well, a little confusing.
Tab, have a picture / online shop underline and underline and underline one link graphic.
Web accessibility. What does it mean to you? Probably not a great deal, but to some it is very much the key to being able to use the internet. For a lot more of us though, it may mean a simpler, easier, quicker web experience. First, the bad news. In 2004, the Disability Rights Commission in the UK investigated 1,000 websites. They found 4 out of 5 failed to meet minimum accessibility standards set by the web's regulatory body, the World Wide Web Consortium. But the good news is that they found if a site is accessible by a disabled user, it's also a third quicker for a non-disabled person to get from A to B. So what exactly do we mean by accessibility? OK, meet Emma. She's a journalist on the BBC's Ouch magazine, and today she's trying to buy a book for a friend online. Oh yes, she's blind.
I'm on the welcome page of the Amazon website at the moment, and what I'm going to do is go to the books section, and I happen to just be on it now, so I'll just press enter.
So here I am on Amazon's website trying to buy the same book as Emma. I've put in the word computer in there. I'm trying to find a little bit more about computers and accessibility. On the first page, I don't want any of those. I'm going to the second page and also to, that's not on the second page, to the third page. And I think it might be in here. It is Web Standard Solutions Markup and Style Handbook. I want that one, so I'm going to click on that one. And the next click, add that to my shopping basket. It knows my details, and I can click to buy. Done.
Oh, I found my list of pages of search results under, not just past the actual results on this page, but under another set of links about lists. So that I would find that really hard to find because I need to go through so much stuff to get what I want. But now I have it, and I'm going to go to the third page of results. Right, see, it's giving me really odd things. So the only thing I really understand that I want to do is view the contents of my shopping basket. So I'll go to that. Ooh, hang on. I was at the computer for 20 minutes. To find the book I wanted, I had to go through an absolute sea of links. And then when I did find what I needed to buy and added it to my shopping basket, I couldn't move forward from there because the continue button wasn't marked in a way that I could find it.
Amazon wouldn't comment directly, but referred us to IMRG, a lobby group of online retailers. They told us their members take accessibility very seriously, but they added, it can't happen overnight. Web browsing can be a tricky business for many of us, for the elderly, hard of hearing and those with dyslexia. Changing settings like the font size and colour or increasing the contrast of the background can provide a better experience.
There's a technology called Cascading Style Sheets, CSS, that allow you to control the way a page is displayed, so the colour of the text, the colour of the background. And if that's the way the page has been built, then yes, absolutely, you can control that from within the browser, you can control it from within your operating system. However, that's quite a new technology. It's only been around a couple of years, and a lot of designers are still very wary of using it. What they do is actually hard-code the colours into the web page itself, which means that they can't be overridden by your browser and they can't be overridden by your operating system.
There is hope, however. Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling launched the first site to use a revamped version of Flash, which is often used for adding animation and interactivity to a site. 2 years ago, Adobe updated this technology, allowing designers to build in accessibility features.
Flash is a very interesting topic in terms of web accessibility. It's actually capable of being very accessible indeed. It has means for building in captioning for people who are hearing impaired. It allows soundtracks to be imported very easily so that audio description can be provided for people with visual impairments. It has a lot of very easy ways to build in accessibility, providing the developer sets out to do that from the beginning.
There are lots of ways of making the web easier for everybody to use, but will companies come to see the benefits of a fully accessible site and actually go about implementing it? Well, if they don't, in the future, they may be forced to. Target, America's giant DIY chain, brings low prices to millions of people. But one blind student thinks their online service is very wide of the mark. Backed by the National Federation of the Blind in what could be a landmark trial, he's taking the company to court on the grounds of discrimination. And in the UK, recent developments give web designers pause for thought. The British Standards Agency recently published new guidelines called Publicly Available Specification 78, or PAS 78, and it's hoped it will become a legal requirement in the future. Those calling for easier access say it shouldn't take the heavy hand of the law to make it better. It should be plain common sense.
Accessibility standards are about this idea of interoperability. So a disabled person just happens to be using a different piece of kit, and just the same way that a mobile phone is a different piece of kit and a television is a different piece of kit. So accessibility standards don't just help disabled people using screen readers or special mice, they also help people using the mobile phone because they make sure that the content is readable on a mobile phone or on the television screen.
Katie Ledger on how improving accessibility for some could actually improve the experience for us all.